Saturday night football between the Dolphins and Raiders is worth $10,000. Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Jason Mattis with Winning Bets. Thanks for hanging out with me on this episode. That's right, Saturday night NFL action and primetime action between the Dolphins and Raiders is worth $10,000 to us, thanks to our friends over on the Fox Bet Super 6 app. You guys know all I gotta do is correctly answer 6 questions to take home that jackpot prize. Otherwise, if nobody can do that, whoever gets the most right will walk away with a guaranteed $1,000 prize split amongst them. Let's go ahead and see how we'll do it between two AFC battling teams looking to make the playoffs. All right, so question one is what's going to be the total points scored in the first half? Well, the Dolphins score 14.4 points in the first half. The Raiders are scoring 13 points in the first half. The Dolphins only allow 9.4 points in that first half. That is really outstanding. Meanwhile, the Raiders are allowing 15.2 points in the first half. If we go ahead and look at that Dolphins average, that's what they score against what the Raiders allow. That's 14.8 points. If we do the same there for the Raiders, that's 11.2 points. That's a total of 26 points. So go ahead and lock me in at 23 plus. Really love that the math there is above what the app gives us there, as theirs is capped out at 23. So just absolutely love that. Question two is what's going to be the last scoring drive of the first half and how many yards? Well, because the Dolphins score more and the Raiders allow more in the first half, I'll go ahead and say Dolphins, and I'll paint myself into an extremely tight window here of 50 to 53 yards. Question three is what's going to be the team with the most receptions and how many? Well, the Dolphins complete 22 per game. The Raiders are completing 23 per game. The Dolphins are allowing 21 receptions per game. The Raiders are allowing 23 receptions per game. I'm going to go ahead and a shocker, where I think will shock a lot of people out there. I'm going to go ahead and say Raiders. I'm going to say 0 to 17 receptions. Look, this 0 to 17 receptions would have hit in 3 times this season, and 4 if you reduce last week's games, the amount of receptions it had in overtime. So it would have been 4. Although we'll go ahead and you got to count overtime. So it would have already hit in 3 games so far for the Raiders. And you add that with the Dolphins have a really strong secondary. I'll go ahead and take my chance and go ahead and say Raiders 0 to 17. Question 4 is what's the team with the most rushing yards and how many? Well, the Raiders are rushing it for 122 yards per game. Dolphins are rushing it for 106 yards per game. The Dolphins allow 120 and the Raiders allow 126. I'm going to go ahead and take the Raiders here and take the 136 plus. Look, the Raiders have a really good ground game, and you add that with the Dolphins allowing 120, which is fairly high. So I just like the good strength there of the Raiders against a semi-weakness there of the Dolphins. And this partly is why I went with 0 to 17 receptions there on the previous questions, because I just think the Raiders will come out and really want to attack that Dolphins front 7 there that is a little bit leaky there most of the season there on the ground. So, and Jacobs is going to have a monster game, I think, because of that. Question 5 is what's the team with the most receiving yards and how many? Well, the Dolphins pass it for 221 per game. Raiders are passing it for 253. The Raiders allow 260 per game, and the Dolphins allow 238 per game. I told you they got a really strong secondary. On 238 yards is really good to allow that. All right, so to answer this question, I'm going to go ahead and say Dolphins. And I'm going to take 0 to 230 yards. This would have hit, because you remember, Tua is the quarterback. This would have hit in 4 of 7 games that were quarterbacked by Tua. Otherwise, those other 3 games that didn't fall in this 0 to 230, they're kind of all over the map in multiple windows here. So give me where 4 games fall in this window. I like that a lot. Question 6, as we know, is always what's the winner and what's the win margin? Well, the line here is Dolphins -3. I do think this will be a relatively tight game. Neither one of these teams have a real explosive offense. You could say that the Raiders have more of an explosive offense, but that goes into the strength of what the Dolphins do well, which is their secondary and their back end. So I think this will be overall, I think, just a really good, close, and competitive game. I think that's why you do see the line at -3. I see the Dolphins winning a little bit more though than -3. I'm going to go ahead and say the Dolphins win this game by 5 to 6 is how I see this one unfolding between two really good AFC teams looking to get in the playoffs. All right, guys, that's how I'm filling out my chances to win $10,000 on Saturday night NFL action on the Fox Bet Super 6 app. Don't forget, you can win $10,000 earlier on in the day between the Bucs and Lions. Go ahead and check that video out. Otherwise, guys, I'm Jason Mattis, and I'll see you on the next contest. Thanks for watching this episode of Winning Bets. I'm Jason Mattis. I'll see you again when we are celebrating the wins and making more winning bets. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more winning bets.